Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new season of BrainBusters with our new sponsor, Westfield Insurance. On behalf of thousands of Quiz Bowl fans across the Susquehanna Valley, thank you to Westfield Insurance for celebrating academic excellence. Now today, it's up to Carlisle and Dallastown. So let's not waste any time. Let's put them to work right away with today's opening round. 10-point questions, one big brain buster thanks to our friends at Pizza Hut. Good luck to all 8 of you. Pick up those signaling buttons and use them frequently beginning now. In Latin, the word circumference means to go around. What synonym for circumference is the Greek for measure around? Veronica.
Perimeter?
Perimeter is correct for 10 points. In the 1950s, both Jonas Salk and Albert Sabin developed vaccines against this viral infection. Parker.
Polio.
Polio is correct, yes. Jack, Simon, Ralph, and Piggy are 4 of the boys who survive a Veronica.
The Lord of the Flies.
The Lord of the Flies is where they survive a nuclear war and plane crash. In April, NASA named a treadmill on the International Space Station for him and said it was an acronym. Devin.
Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert for Combined Operational Load-Bearing External Resistance Treadmill. You are correct. Good anticipation. When it reached from coast to coast in 1861, it put the Pony Express out of business. What, Ashley?
Transcontinental Railroad?
No, sorry, that's incorrect. I'm going to complete the question for Carlisle. What invention used Morse code and thousands of miles of wire? Parker?
Telegraph.
The telegraph. Sorry, Ashley. Designed by the architectural firm of Shreve, Lamb and Harmon, it opened in 1931. What skyscraper on Fifth Avenue in New York City was for several years the tallest in the world? Brad.
Empire State Building.
The Empire State Building is correct, and that gets Dallastown on the board. 4 U.S. states have capital cities with the word city in their name. Salt Lake City and Oklahoma City are 2 of them. Name one of the other 2. Lauren.
Mexico City?
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Devin.
Kansas City.
No. Carson City, Nevada, or Jefferson City, Missouri. During World War II, American forces first set foot on the European mainland in this country in September 1943. Robert.
France.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Dallastown, where did the U.S. forces land? Oh, we stumped you on Italy. Italy was the first country in September 1943. And now it's time for the big brain buster for 10 points and a gift certificate to Pizza Hut for everybody on the team. So good luck to all 8 of you. It is separated from India by the Pak Strait. What is this country, Veronica?
Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka is this country that's shaped like a teardrop. Congratulations, Carlisle. In 1997, the Supreme Court rejected several congressional districts because of their contorted shapes. What name is given to a district drawn to give one party or group a political advantage? Brand.
Gerrymandering.
You are correct again. Yes, in Shakespeare's 37 plays, you'll find some unusual names. In which play are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern the prince's fellow students? Oh boy, Veronica.
Hamlet?
Hamlet is correct, just in time. She was the first lady to be called First Lady. She served as White House hostess. Ashley.
Eleanor Roosevelt?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I'm going to complete the question for Carlisle. She served as White House hostess while her husband was Secretary of State for Thomas Jefferson, and later during her husband's 2 terms. Who was she? Oh, we stumped you on Dolly Madison. I'm sorry, Devin, it was not in time. In Utah's Bryce Canyon, you'll see spectacular cliffs and towers of brightly colored bands of limestone. From what kind of rock are they made? Brand.
Sandstone.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Sorry. Carlisle. Veronica.
Limestone?
No, sedimentary rock. Well, on that question and that incorrect response, unfortunately, that sound takes us to the end of the round and to our first break of our new season of BrainBusters, sponsored by Westfield Insurance. We'll be back just a short moment or 2.
Hi, I'm Jeff Brown with Keller Brown Insurance in Shrewsbury. We're proud to partner with Westfield Insurance in support of academic excellence. Westfield Insurance BrainBusters will be right back after these messages.
Good afternoon. I'm Rick Obley, Associate Principal of Carlisle High School, home of the Thundering Herd. At Carlisle, we're proud to be a comprehensive high school with close community ties. Our dedicated staff gives our students an excellent background for life after high school, whether that's a trade school, a major university, or directly into the workforce with skills from our Career and Technical Center. Good luck to our BrainBusters team and all the schools involved in this challenging event.
Thank you, Mr. Obley, and thank you for staying with us for our opening game of our new season of BrainBusters, sponsored by Westfield Insurance between Carlisle and Dallastown. But before the action resumes, let's take a moment to meet some other very important people that comprise these teams. First, heading over to Carlisle, we'll say hello to Dr. Peggy Jennings. I've known you for many years, and you're the team's coach, but you also teach at Carlisle. What do you teach?
I'm the gifted support teacher, which means that I work with the gifted students throughout the high school.
So many of the team members are obviously part of
Yes,
the
they are.
gifted support.
And I also want to just mention our alternate, Kevin Hutchison, who can't be here tonight because he's the entire tuba section for our band.
All right. Well, that's certainly understandable. Well, thank you very much for being here, and thanks for bringing such a great team to Studio A. And now let's move over to Dallastown and Mrs. Karen Ryder. It's so nice to have you here. And what do you teach at Dallastown, Mrs. Ryder?
I teach world cultures and AP psychology.
So again, you must know many of these students.
Yes.
What got you involved with the Quiz Bowl?
I'm the advisor for the National Honor Society, and all of the team members are part of National Honor Society at our school.
Well, very nice. Thank you very much for coming to Studio A. And next to you is the team's alternate, Ashley Reeder, and you're a senior.
Bonnie Arbatier, actually.
Oh, I am so sorry. I did get that wrong. Oh, Bonnie Arbatier. So you're the team's alternate. It's nice to have you here, and you're a senior.
Yeah.
And we had talked before the show, and you said that you like shopping in, I guess, unusual places.
Consignment shops especially. Mainly because I have to pay for gasoline now, and so I save a lot of money that way. And also, they have a lot of different clothing at consignment shops, so I like to have an individual style.
And certainly some hidden gems. Well, thank you for coming and supporting your
Thank you.
team. We'll talk to you later, I'm sure. And now let's move on with our show. It's time now for today's one-on-one rapid fire, a great opportunity for us to learn more about these young people that we are featuring on our show. First, we're going to head over to Carlisle once again and say hello to Devin. And Devin Warshaw, you are a sophomore at Carlisle. It's nice to have you here. And you have a guest in your home right now. Tell us about this special guest.
I actually don't. It was 2 years ago I went to Germany for a year. 4 years ago, I'm sorry. And I lived there for a year, and I went to public school there.
Oh, so you were, and were you an exchange student there?
Not really an exchange student because my whole family went there for a year. So I still lived with my parents over there.
And how did you progress with your German language skills?
It got a lot better while I was over there.
Well, it's nice to have you here. We'll be back with you in just a moment. And now we're going to say hello to Ashley Reeder, the senior over at Dallastown. And it's nice to have you here. Now, speaking of traveling, you saw the White Nights.
Yes. When I was traveling in Russia, I experienced 24 hours where the sun never set on me.
And what interested you in traveling to Russia?
I actually went with my family for a summer vacation, and the cultural experience was just really fascinating.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll have some questions that you can relate to from your German and Russian experience as we put Devin and Ashley one-on-one. Good luck to both of you. Derived from the French word for horseman or knight, it was the code of knighthood in the Middle Ages. What was it called? Devin.
Chivalry?
Chivalry is absolutely correct. 5 states joined the United States in the 20th century. What state became the last of the 48 states in February 1912? Ashley.
Hawaii?
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Sorry, Devin.
Alaska.
No, you're both incorrect. The last of the 48 states was Arizona. And the last of your questions for one-on-one, Martin Luther King Jr. and Mahatma Gandhi traced their principles of passive resistance to this writer, who wrote the essay Civil Disobedience. Ashley.
Thomas Paine.
No, sorry. Devin. Back to English class, and you're going to remember Henry David Thoreau. And Veronica and Izzy, I know we're itching to buzz in. Veronica, we're now going to say hello to you. Veronica Ebert, you are a junior over at Carlisle, and it's nice to have you here. And you play Guess the Composer game. Tell me about this. I'm intrigued.
Well, me and my father will turn on the radio to the classical station, and if it's a song we haven't heard before, we will try to guess the composer based on instruments featured and the general feel of the piece.
And who's your favorite composer?
Antonin Dvorak.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well, thank you for sharing. An interesting game. Izzy, Isabella Spanswick, or affectionately known as Izzy, a senior over at Dallastown, team's captain. You have 2 passports, I understand.
Yes, I was actually born in the United Kingdom,
and I moved to America 11 years ago, so I have both a British passport and an American passport.
Have you traveled back to your homeland?
Yes, I try to travel back. We normally travel back every summer, so.
But you still like being an American, right?
Yes.
Still a great country to be a citizen of, no question about it. Veronica and Izzy, let's put you two one-on-one. Here we go. This mountain range stretches 600 miles from the Mediterranean Sea to the Bay of Biscay. Izzy?
The Alps?
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Veronica, what is this dividing line between France and Spain? Veronica?
The Pyrenees?
No, it's the Pyrenees, so I cannot accept it. I'm so sorry. The 6 wives of Henry VIII shared only 3 names. What was the last name of the only one named Izzy?
Um.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take that as incorrect. Veronica, the only one named Jane. You have no idea. It's Jane Seymour. And finally, 1,000th of a second is a millisecond. 1,000,000th of a second is a microsecond. What's 1,000,000,000th of a second? Veronica?
A nanosecond?
A nanosecond is absolutely correct. 90 to 20. A little struggling on those, but let's see how Robert and Brant do. So we're first going to say, look, Robert Hume, you're a junior over at Carlisle. Nice to have you here. And boy, everybody's been traveling because you went last summer, I guess, with your Spanish class on an amazing trip.
Yes, I went to Spain and to Morocco last
What was
summer.
your favorite part of the trip?
I really enjoyed the Valencia Aquarium.
I hear it's beautiful there.
It was.
So hablas español muy bien, Roberto? I'll bet you do. Good for you. That's great. And now we're going to say hello to Brant Witt, a senior over at Dallastown. And Brant, you know, it gives me great pleasure when I meet somebody like you who has phenomenal plans and high aspirations for the armed services. So I'd like if you'd share with our studio and the viewing audience.
Yeah, I'm currently seeking a nomination to the United States Military Academy at West Point, and if I'm granted this, I hope to serve as an officer in the United States military.
Well, I'm sure you wouldn't seek that opportunity if there weren't a great chance for you to seek that, and we wish you best of luck with that. And we also wish you best of luck with these 3 questions, Robert and Brant. Here we go. The Civil War began with the firing on Fort Sumter. In what year did it happen? Robert?
1861.
You are correct for another 10 points. If you were thinking of applying for the job, you'll need to meet 3 basic qualifications for any candidate for U.S. president. Native born, with at least 14 years residence in the U.S., and at least how old? Robert again.
35.
35 is correct. And finally, let's get this straight. I'll name 2 bodies of land. You name the strait between them. The United States and Russia. Brant.
Bering Strait.
The Bering Strait is correct. 110 to 30, a commanding lead by Carlisle. And now we're going to say hello to Parker Shue, and you are a freshman, the youngest member of these 8 members of these teams here from Carlisle. And you have already sort of, I feel, selected your favorite subject, and that's somewhat unusual for a freshman.
My favorite subject is probably science, just because I like to know how stuff works and what makes things happen.
Do you feel that you might pursue a medical career or use that science
possibly.
knowledge? All right, well, nice to have you here, Parker. And finally, Lauren Kaufman, a senior over at Dallastown. And you are a member of an intriguing club, and I'd love it if you would enlighten us about this club.
Yes, I'm a member of the Old Rose Tree Fox Hunting Club in Brogue, Pennsylvania. It's actually the oldest fox hunting club in the United States. This year we're celebrating our 150th anniversary running the hounds, and George Washington was our most famous participant.
Now, do you kill fox?
We do not kill the foxes.
I
It's just
see.
a really epic game of hide and go seek.
I love it. It gives me somewhat of a relief. Okay, Parker and Lauren, let's put you 2 one-on-one. Here we go. The month of June is named for Juno, the wife of Jupiter. What month is named for the Roman god of war? Lauren.
March.
March is correct for the god Mars. About 2 feet long in human beings, it contains 2 arteries and 1 vein and attaches to the placenta. What is this lifeline between mother and fetus? Parker.
Umbilical cord.
You are correct. Yes, and finally, founded in the 12th century, the city on the Irish Sea is the capital of Northern Ireland. What is it, Parker, again?
Belfast.
Belfast. You are correct again. 130 to 40. We're now going to pick up the pace and play today's 60-second team lightning round. We'll see how our teams work together and function as a team. Now, Izzy, your team is behind it this time, so you will select first among these 3 quizzes. We have the X-Files, Potpourri, When in Rome. The X-Files, Potpourri, When in Rome.
do when in Rome.
When in Rome. Rome is the eternal city. Its influence lives on in dozens of names and phrases. So for 10 points each, I want you to identify these names and phrases that contain a similar word like Roman. Izzy, I take your answers to team's answer. Ashley Brandt and Lauren are standing by ready to help you along. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock, and we'll begin now. Largest Christian church dominant in South America.
Roman Catholic.
That is correct. Bucharest is the capital of this European country.
Romania.
That is correct. This dynasty ruled Russia from 1613 to 1917.
Romanov.
That is correct. Languages like Italian, French, Spanish, and Portuguese.
Romantic.
That is correct. A kind of lettuce with a slender head and
Romaine.
oblong leaves. Romaine, yes. A cylindrical firework that emits balls of fire and showers of sparks.
Roman candle.
That is correct. C-D-I-L-M-X.
Roman lettuce.
No, Roman numerals. A hard, dry, sharp Italian cheese.
Romano.
Romano's correct. A long medieval narrative story or a love affair.
Romance.
Yes, that's correct. Pointed arches were a feature of this architectural style.
Renaissance.
No, Romanesque. It lasted from 962 to 1806, the HRE.
Pass.
Holy Roman Empire. Brahms, Schubert, Chopin, all composed in this musical style.
Roman.
Romantic, the French word for novel.
Romance.
Roman. A little struggling. How many correct? That was 8 correct. So 80 points came your way. Carlisle, a break for you. We have the X-Files or Potpourri Passion.
We'll take X-Files, please.
X-Files it is. This quiz has nothing to do with Agent Scully and Mulder. For 10 points each, identify these people, places, and things that you might file under the letter X. Veronica, I take your answer as the team's answer. Devin, Robert, and Parker are standing by ready to help you along. We'll put 60 seconds on the clock and begin now. On a Cartesian graph, it's perpendicular to the y-axis.
X-axis.
That's correct. Microsoft's first gaming console, followed by the 360.
Xbox.
That's correct. It's the only chemical element whose name begins with X.
Xenon.
Correct. T-shirts and sweatshirts come in this 2-letter size.
XL.
That's correct. The name of the photocopy company has become a synonym for photocopy.
Xerox.
Xerox, yes. Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Banshee, among
X-Men.
others. X-Men, yes. A percussion instrument made of wooden bars.
Xylophone.
Xylophone, yes. Girls have 2 of these, boys have only 1.
X chromosomes.
That is correct. The fear of strangers.
Xenophobia.
That's correct. This plant tissue carries water and helps
Xylem.
support the plant. Xylem, yes. The last name of St. Francis, who was apostle to the Indies.
Xavier.
Xavier, yes. They won Röntgen, the first Nobel Prize in physics.
X-rays.
X-rays, yes. This affair brought the United States and France to the verge of war.
XYZ affair.
XYZ affair, yes. It's a set of rules for encoding internet documents, an extensible markup language.
X.
XML. He was one of the great rulers of ancient Persia.
Xerxes.
Xerxes, yes. According to Coleridge, Kublai Khan built a pleasure dome
Xanadu.
here. Xanadu. Boy, that was right on the buzzer. We're going to accept that. Well done. Great team. 15 correct. 150 points came your way. I'm now going to reveal today's bonus Brainbuster category, and that's colleges and universities. Our teams will wager from 0 to 50 points based on their knowledge of colleges and universities while you watch these messages. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Bonnie Arbatier, and I am a senior at Dallastown Area High School. Seniors at Dallastown Area High School consistently agree that the academic rigor and dedicated faculty are the best parts of their school. Dallastown's high school course offerings include 33 honors level courses, 13 of which are AP level classes. Good luck to all of the Brainbusters teams.
Thank you, Bonnie, and thank you for staying with us for our match between Carlisle and Dallastown. Now, if you'd like to keep up with our tournament or learn more about our sponsor, Westfield Insurance, please go to WGAL.com/Brainbusters. Plus, you can email me with any questions or comments about the show. All right, let's get back into this game. Carlisle has a dominant lead, but everything can change right now with our bonus Brainbuster. During our break, our teams wagered from 0 to 50 points based on their knowledge of colleges and universities. Certainly a familiar topic for students of that age. Let's head over to the newsroom with Lori Burkhalter, who's standing by with today's question. Lori?
All right, thanks, Rich. Okay, here's your bonus Brainbuster question. Georgia Female College, founded in Macon in 1836, was the first women's college in the United States. By what name is this college now known? Again, the question, Georgia Female College, founded in Macon in 1836, was the first women's college in the United States. By what name is this college now known? Good luck. Back to you, Rich.
Thanks, Lori. Good luck, teams. We'll give you about 5 seconds. Okay, time's up. We're going to ask that everybody completes writing. Izzy's done. Pens are closed. Okay, we're going to have you show Veronica first. Smith College. No, that is incorrect. We're going to have to deduct 10 points from your score. That was a good bet, very strategic. Taking you down to 270. Izzy, it's up to you. Macon. No, I'm sorry. That is incorrect. It's Wesleyan College. Yes, Wesleyan College. It was founded in Macon by the Methodist Church in 1836, taking you down to 70. Well, let's see what happens right now as we pick up the pace. 20-point questions with today's final frenzy. Pick up those signaling buttons and let's see what happens now. 2 U.S. presidents have graduated from West Point. The first was Ulysses S. Grant. Who was our second, Grant?
The second one was Eisenhower.
It was indeed, yes, for 20 points. The American Cancer Society sponsors it on the third Thursday of November to encourage smokers to quit for 24 hours and maybe forever. What is this annual event? It's called the Great American Smoke Out. It can precede Curie, butterfly, Bovary, and Tussaud. What is this French word that means, Veronica?
Madame.
Madame means my lady. He and his sister Dorothy lived at Dove Cottage, where he wrote Ode, Intimations of Immortality. Who was this 19th century romantic poet? William Wordsworth. Strange as it may seem, this planet orbits the sun on its side, with its south pole, Veronica.
Uranus.
Uranus is absolutely correct, the seventh planet from the sun. King Abdullah has ruled this country since the death of his father, King Hussein, in 1999. Izzy?
Jordan.
Jordan is the country that borders both Israel and Iraq. The first important school of painting in the United States took its name from the area of New York State, which they painted. What was this school? It was called the Hudson River School. Our emotional life seems to be governed by this system in the brain, which includes the hippocampus and the hypothalamus. What part of the brain is it?
Limbic.
It is indeed the limbic, correct. Once known as the Gold Coast, this African country borders the Ivory Coast to the west, Burkina Faso to the north, Togo to the east, and the Gulf of Guinea to the south. What country is it? Robert?
Liberia.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Yellowstone? Where they've been in the news recently, it's Ghana is the correct answer. This transitional area between the Earth's crust and mantle is best known by a 4-letter contraction of the name of the Yugoslavian geologist who discovered it. What is this layer of the Earth called, Grant?
Lava.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. Carlisle, any idea? It's called the Moho. This is the way the poem ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper. What is this poem by T.S. Eliot? Oh, it's the classic, The Hollow Men. Gerald Ford granted a pardon to former President Richard Nixon. What president granted amnesty to those who avoided the draft in the Vietnam War? Veronica.
Jimmy Carter?
He's the one, yes. Anemia can cause pale skin, shortness of breath, and heart palpitations. Anemia can be caused by the lack of this pigment in the blood. Robert.
Hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin is correct. First novels are often forgotten. This may be an exception. He published his first novel, The Pickwick Papers, in 1936. Who was this English author, Brand?
Charles Dickens.
He's the one, yes. Witnesses in famous trials sometimes become as well known as the accused. David Grew, we won't get to that question or any more questions in that round or this game. So that now takes us to the end of the round and to the end of the match. It looks like Carlisle reigned supreme and was triumphant. We'll be back with some final words in just a moment or two. Congratulations, Carlisle. They held on to that lead and would not let go of that grip. So we're going to see them later on in our tournament. Now, at the end of our tournament, several teams are going to walk away with some wonderful grant money totaling $15,000 thanks to our sponsor, Westfield Insurance. Now, on the next Westfield Insurance, we're so excited to welcome Manheim Central and Cedar Cliff. We hope to have the pleasure of your company as well. From all of us at WGAL and BrainBusters, I'm Rich Rosen. Thanks for watching, and go